night. Skin boots on a Saturday night.
Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here, and welcome back to an all new Black Ops 3 Zombies video. Now this is once again another pre-recorded video. I'm currently on holiday for a few weeks, so I do apologise for that, but I will have tons of content going up whilst I am gone that have been pre-recorded. So if you're wondering why I'm not staying up to date with any new news or information, or if any new trailers have dropped for Call of Duty Zombies and you're wondering why I'm not covering them, that is indeed why, but I will be covering everything once I am back. So in today's video, I want to be going over the history of the so-called The Giants main Easter egg, the so-called The Giants main Easter egg step 3. I want to go over all the history towards it and go over all the reasons as to why the community as a whole were misled by glitches and other various things found within the map that led I and many others to believe that we may have been onto something in terms of its main Easter egg. And I thought this would be a very fitting video to make, since I was pretty much the main one to cover the so-called The Giants main Easter egg on my channel. I know a ton of people subscribed to my channel initially to find out information about this Giants main Easter egg that unfortunately never came into fruition. That was disappointing. So yeah, I wanted to make this history video where I go over everything that led us to believe there could have been something more than just these small Easter eggs on the map. But anyways, if you go on to enjoy this video, by the end of it, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and go for 1,115 likes on today's video, as well as subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future upload here on the channel. Don't forget to turn notifications on to ensure furthermore that you never miss an upload. With that all out of the way, let's get straight into the video. So when Black Ops 3 Zombies released, the majority of the community was expecting a main Easter egg for the Giant. It would make sense since we had a ton of hype pre-release for the trailers for the Giant, which made it seem like the majority of the storyline for Black Ops 3 Zombies was going to be contained on the Giant as opposed to Shadows of Evil. So once the Shadows of Evil Easter egg was found and completed, once we got the ending cutscene, everyone moved back over to the Giant to try and see if there was anything else to find in terms of a main Easter egg. And as he said, the majority of the community thought there was going to be a main Easter egg. Now currently at this point in time, the only step-by-step Easter eggs on the Giants was obviously the Flytrap Easter egg that would allow you to go ahead and get the Annihilator specialist weapon. Obviously the Flytrap was in the original version of Derice, but this was a new version that would feature Max's talking as opposed to Samantha. Now the other Easter egg that was found on the map was obviously the Easter egg where you would unlock Stamina Up or Deadshot Daiquiri, and you would obviously throw the 3 different monkey bombs in each of the teleporters as they were teleporting, and then you would activate the laser on the robot, which would melt the snow to reveal either Deadshot or Stamina Up. Those were the only step-by-step Easter eggs on the map, and they were regarded at the time as step 1 and 2. So a lot of people thought, could there be a step 3? Could there be a main Easter egg on the Giant? And through tons of glitches, people thought that this could be the case. We had one side of the community that was saying, no, this is never going to happen, and then we had the other side of the community thinking, hey, you know what, we should give it a shot and see what we can find. I was in the second category. I thought there was going to be something more on the Giant, and unfortunately there wasn't. And that led me to make a ton of videos about this. Now I received a lot of hate on my channel due to me covering these glitches and stuff like that, which just turned out to be glitches, but I think I was well within my right to do so. We didn't know at the time what these were, what we were experiencing, and I thought that there was valuable enough evidence to suggest otherwise. So when Black Ops 3 Zombies released, I posted a couple different videos. One of these was the Giant secret room, and the other video was regarding potential new Easter egg steps. Now within the Giant secret room video, I talked about how I thought that I had made progress with the Easter egg, but these, as he said, as we know now, just turned out to be fluke Easter eggs. And in terms of the secret room, it was me just being completely stupid and not realizing that the black box outside the map was simply the teleporting animation. Overall, the Giant secret room video was a very stupid video, and it's one which I laugh at, and I can't believe I made such a stupid video back then, but it's one I can look back in a light-hearted humor. Now as he said, within the Giant secret room video, which is a stupid video I will admit, I talked about how I thought that I had made progress with the Easter egg, and one of the reasons is that I'll show some footage up on screen right now. For some weird reason, within theatre and only theatre, for some reason I managed to get one of the buttons which you would activate to shoot the laser either to unlock Deadshot or Stamina Up. For some reason, I managed to get one of these buttons to turn yellow. Now, usually they would simply turn green. Whenever you would chuck a monkey bomb in one of the teleporters and then teleport, each button would turn green on the panel until all three lit up green, and then you would be able to activate the laser. But for some reason, when I went into a theater game, one of them was glowing yellow. I wasn't sure what I did, and it only showed up within theater. It didn't show up within the actual game, but it wouldn't show up in every game either. I looked at all my games saved within theater, and it was only showing up in one game in particular. So what I had figured is this could have been a theater glitch to show something that I hadn't actually done within the game itself. But as you guys know, there can often be glitches within theater that allow you to see Easter eggs before you've even done them. A good example of this is how you can find, for example, the Revelations boss fight room within theater before it was even solved. And there's been other glitches in theater before that would reveal Easter eggs that you normally couldn't see in game. So I thought that this could have been something. Maybe there was a step that you would be able to do in game that would get this to turn yellow instead of green. And to this day, I'm not really sure why this glitch occurs. It doesn't really make any sense, but that was one of the reasons which led me to believe that possibly this could have been a hint towards some sort of Easter egg further on the Giants. Now, something else that was found by Mad Gaz Gaming, and he found that within his game, one of the 4 different red lights within Teleporter C's room by the catwalk, for some reason one of them was glowing green instead of being red, and again this was only showing within theater. Now, I think since he originally posted this, it seems like this was just a troll with the community by Mad Gaz Gaming, but it's something that a lot of people looked into at the time, and I did cover on my channel as well. So that was again another big thing which led up a lot of people to think that there could have been something more on the Giant that we just hadn't figured out. Now, within my game, I had also managed to get all of the teleporters to turn off, and then I got connection interrupted. Again, this was another interesting thing which was a bit peculiar, but I think this was just some sort of peculiar glitch. Now, all of those videos were posted around the 20th of November of 2015. So as you can see, it's quite a long time ago now you think about it. But this is where the next big conspiracy came for the Giants. Now, this video was posted on the 19th of November 2015 by Codename Pizza, and he thought they could have had some leads in regards to the main Easter egg on the Giants, which didn't come into fruition as he said. Now, this is a very important video because this video would spark a discussion that would go on for another good 5-6 months or so as new information started to arise throughout the course of Black Ops 3 Zombies. So he posted this video, and in this video he essentially said that he thought killing time would have some sort of correlation to this Easter egg. Now, it will be a bit peculiar as to why you would need a Mega Gobblegum to do this Easter egg, but the reason why he thought this was because there was another theater glitch, and what this theater glitch would do is it would move all the interactable objects to the center of the map, including the clock. So he thought that it could have been interactable. Now, since then we have found out that it doesn't just move interactable objects, but it moves anything that has some sort of animation to it, and since the clock ticks, that is why it moves to the center of the map doing this theater glitch. So he thought that there could have been something with this clock in regards to a further Easter egg on this map. So using killing time with the Wonder Dwarf or the ray gun, he thought that there could have been some correlation in order to stop the clock, because the clock does stop when using killing time. And this map is essentially set in a loop, as we see the clock constantly skipping forward and backwards. So this was a big thing that he had a lot of ideas for. Now, I will leave a link to Codename Pizza's as well as Mad Gaz Gaming's channels down in this video's description, as I will have used some of their footage within the background of this video, so make sure you go ahead, check them both out if you want to go ahead and do so. Now, as he said, Codename Pizza's video would spark a lot of discussion in regards to the Giants' main Easter egg, which I'm going to be coming onto in a sec. Now, on around the 17th of December 2015, Codename Pizza found something interesting within a live stream that he thought could be in regards to upgrading the Annihilator, the specialist weapon on this map, because at the moment you've got to bear in mind only Shadows of Evil and the Giant were released, and Shadows of Evil's specialist weapon was upgradable. So a lot of people thought that maybe the Annihilator could be upgradable, and maybe all of the specialists are meant to be upgradable in the DLC leading on out. But obviously we've had all the DLCs released and we've never had an upgrade to any of the specialists since Shadows of Evil for some weird reason. But what he found within his game is that when you managed to get the Annihilator and then you got a weapon with turned on it, and I will be showing some footage of this by Mad Gaz Gaming in the footage in the background, so once again a link to his channel will be in this video's description. Make sure you go ahead and check him out. But essentially, when you get a turned zombie, what Codename Pizza found within his live stream showcased here by Mad Gaz is that if you shoot off the turned zombie's head with the Annihilator, it would start sparking. Now, this sparked a discussion suspicion, no pun intended, that maybe this was a step to upgrade the Annihilator. Now again, as time has gone on, this seems to have just been some sort of glitch, as essentially all it's doing is it's causing the animation of when you shoot the Annihilator to keep on occurring, since the turned zombie acts like a normal zombie, but it should be dead after it's been shot in the head with the Annihilator. So that's how this glitch occurred. Now after all of those videos were posted in late December, the Decryptor Fixer over on Reddit, if you don't know who the Decryptor Fixer is, essentially he's a guy who goes into the code and finds out tons of stuff, but usually doesn't reveal Easter egg steps, he just sort of gives us hinters and stuff like that. And obviously he was also the one who sparked the whole discussion regarding the super Easter egg on Revelations, which again didn't come into fruition, which was just a misinterpretation of the code, unfortunately. A lot of people gave him a ton of shit for that, and that's why he's kind of disappeared from the community, which I kind of feel sorry for him for, because it was a pure accident. But he went within the code and he revealed to us a ton of unsolved Easter eggs on Shadows of Evil, which the majority of the unsolved Easter eggs we've found now to this date. However, he told the community that there was no evidence of a main Easter egg within the code on the Giant, and that we should sort of give up the hunt, essentially. We said there were still some small things that here and there on the map, but there wasn't some sort of big overall quest. So in December of 2015, the hype died down for the Giant's main Easter egg. Everyone thought that it didn't exist. All of the hype and speculation surrounding it just died down completely. However, on the 24th of February 2016, right after a new update was released for the Giant, bear in mind this was soon after the release of the Awakening DLC for Black Ops 3, which included Der Eisendrache, which released on February the 2nd. This is where people started thinking that there could possibly be a main Easter egg on the Giants that wouldn't be available in the game at the moment, but would be available via some sort of a super Easter egg, which I'm going to come onto in a second. So a video was posted on the 24th of February 2016 by a guy known as K Bobby. I will leave a link to his channel down in this video's description once again. Now I made a video about this at the time this was found as well, because I thought that this was something definitely to look into. Now as I said, this links back to what Codename Pizza found before. So what he found was that if you use killing time with an upgraded Wonder Wharf, and if you shot the clock in the spawn of the map and then you quickly ran over to one of the electric traps, this would work for any of the electric traps, for some reason it would cause these weird electric balls to spawn in on the power switch, and this was peculiar. At the time people didn't know whether this was a glitch or not, or whether this was some kind of Easter egg, because it didn't really look like a glitch. It looked really cool and very ambiguous. Now as he said, I made a video as soon as this was found, but within my video I said that it's most likely just a glitch. I can't see there being a main Easter egg on the Giants after all the information that was provided by the Decryptor Fixer. However, what happened is that people tried to replicate this step and they were finding success. People were managing to replicate these electric orbs every game. It was insane. I will throw up some gameplay on screen right now. Now this gameplay is from Odin's Throne, but not only were these electric orbs showing up on the activate button, they were showing up on the rods, on the base of the rods of the electric trap as well. As I said, this was working on not just the trap by Teleporter C, but the other electric traps on the map as well. And then on the 2nd of March 2016, a guy known as Valkyria posted over on Reddit saying thanks to a video put up on YouTube by Lord Spinkingham, which was another video showing that he was able to replicate these electric orbs. He said that we have been doing what I believe is the beginning of some sort of Easter egg on the Giants, cutscene and a trophy. Not likely, but even the Decryptor Fixer has said there are more Easter eggs to be found. What is happening here is we are shooting the clock with the Pack-a-Punch Wonder Wharf, activating killing time, and are hitting the traps in different orders. So let's get out there and find this one out, guys. I linked a couple of videos from both points of view, and to those of you who just like to argue, even the Decryptor Fixer said there are no Easter eggs, even being the best we know and love. Do you honestly think he is smarter than everyone at Treyarch? He can miss things and doesn't know everything there is to know. There are lots of ways to hide things in the code, and they have been at it a while, but I digress. So essentially what he was saying is that although he said that there was no Easter eggs on the Giant, it could be possible that in the future down the line, Treyarch may add a main Easter egg to the Giant, for example after DLC 4 release, and that they were going to be adding stuff within the code to the Giant via each update, and this is why people were finding these electric orbs right after an update after Der Eisendrache released again. Now the Decryptor Fixer then commented on this post saying, hey, I encouraged this at this point. The Giants files has had 4 updates in the last 4 patches. New audio has been added even for the Wonder Wharf. The patch that has just released today also edited the Giants files. The Wonder Wharf for DG2 has beeps and sweeps states added, which in my opinion seems to be to find something almost like a radar, sonar / metal detector, and probably the most juicy one is the memory now shows a Dark Ops achievement for the map ZM_Factory, aka the Giant, which is locked currently. These could could be new Easter eggs, things that will never be used, or things added as we go for a future quest. Who knows? Only way is to play. Reading the code can't tell you everything for now. This is where the hype came back in full force. A lot of people believe there was going to be the Giant's main Easter egg added in a future update, since as he said, there was a new Dark Ops achievement added to the Giants, and what else could this be for? The only thing it could be for is surely the Giant's main Easter egg, or at least that's what the community was thinking. Now, I then made a whole video about this, going over all of this information. Now, within this video, I managed to replicate these orbs myself, and I showcased them and talked about how this could potentially be a step 3. I also made a whole video in which I talked about the Giant's Easter egg ending possibly being updated as a new Dark Ops achievement was added. Now, I made a few videos about this, but on the 12th of March 2016, this is where I made the biggest video, because this is where I collated all of the information. So I showed the footage of myself doing it, but I also showed some footage by a guy named Zodiac, Gangster Gamer TV, as well as Stride MC, which again, you can find all of their links in this video's description. Make sure you go ahead and check them all out. But what they found out is that you were able to get these orbs to show up on the traps, as he said, on all of the traps, which wasn't found out initially. It was only just found out around this time. But what they also found out is that you were able to get these orbs to show up with just the standard Wonder Waft, so it didn't need to be Pack-a-Punched. Now, what they also found out is that by using Killing Time and shooting the clock with the Wonder Waft, you were also able to get power-ups to get sucked into the traps. This would work for the Death Machine as well as normal power-ups as well, which would cause the lightning rods for the electric trap to glow green or to glow blue. So there's 4 things that have been found. You were able to get the red electric traps with the Pack-a-Punch Wonder Wafer. You were able to get blue orbs with the Unpack-a-Punch Wonder Wafer. You were able to get a different shade of blue orbs with Death Machine power-ups that you could spawn in that would get sucked into the traps after using Killing Time and shooting the clock with the Wonder Wafer. And you were also able to get green orbs to show up by sucking in normal power-ups. Now, another thing that was found was this weird green smoke that after doing this step started illuminating from the traps. It's the weirdest thing ever, and to this day I still don't really have an explanation for this. Now, the last thing that was found was that when using Killing Time and shooting the clock with the Wonder Wafer, there was this green glow that would come off of the clock that would come from the ray gun after the Killing Time stopped. So these were all of the things that were found, and combined with the information from the Decryptor Fixer, this is where the speculation started to arise really heavily, and I was on board with this as well. I was convinced there was going to be a main Easter egg added with the Giants, which was going to be some sort of super Easter egg. And a lot of people were on board with this too, because a lot of people trusted the Decryptor Fixer. Now, unfortunately, these have all just turned out to be glitches. Essentially, there's some sort of glitch with the Wonder Wafer when using Killing Time. I don't know why this only happens when shooting the clock, but because the electric trap and the Wonder Wafer are coded in similarly with the electric, that's what causes the orbs to appear. As I said, I don't really have an explanation for this. I don't know why this glitch occurs, but I'm pretty sure it's just a glitch. As to why the weird green smoke occurred by the activation panel for the trap, I have no explanation for that. I don't really know why there was this smoke coming from the bulb. And as to why the power-ups get sucked into the electric trap as well, I don't know why this happened. Now, what the community thought was happening was that these were steps for an Easter egg that was going to be added later on down the line, but we weren't finding them out in the correct fashion. That's what people thought, because it wouldn't seem logical as to why you would use Killing Time for this Easter egg. Now, the whole discussion surrounding the super Easter egg started on the 15th of May 2016. Now, unfortunately, this Reddit post has been deleted, but I did make a video about this at the time, so I can sort of briefly go over what the post was about. But the Decryptor Fixer posted a post on Reddit saying that all of the maps have been updated with a new Dark Ops achievement. And he said that there were strings of code found now with all of the maps in regards to a super Easter egg. And there was code in regards to a super Easter egg for the Giants as well. So as he was saying earlier, people thought we were going to have to complete Easter eggs on all of the maps after DLC 4 Revelations released, and we would have to go back to all those old maps and do steps on each of them to complete some sort of big overarching Easter egg on Revelations, and that's possibly what these electric orbs could have been for on the Giant. This would make sense, as because right before Zetsubo came out, there were these new weird symbols that would show up after you've completed the Easter eggs on the main menu. You would have the different gate worms for all of the Easter eggs, including the Flytrap Easter egg on the Giant, and you would have the summoning key after you complete the Shadows of Evil Easter egg. Now, unfortunately, once Revelations released, a lot of people thought this super Easter egg was a thing. For the first month of it releasing, everyone thought the super Easter egg was a thing. Most polls on Twitter were literally 95% of people thought there was going to be a super Easter egg on Revelations in regards to all of the past maps, including the Giants. However, then it was released on PC and it was found that there was no second ending. There was a encrypted video file that just turned out to be the Shadows of Evil intro cutscene. And unfortunately, this whole super Easter egg, which everyone thought there was going to be a main Easter egg on the Giant now, with this super Easter egg, all it turned out to be was that if you completed all of the Easter eggs within Black Ops 3 Zombies, you would get an RK5 on all of the maps. That's what the code that was found on all of the maps for this super Easter egg was in regards to. Now, in terms of the Dark Ops achievement being added on the Giant, what this was in regards to was the new gateworm symbol that was added when you complete the Flytrap Easter egg on this map. That's all it was in regards to, and that's been a whole history of the Giant's main Easter egg. This has been an overview of how the community thought there was going to be an Easter egg, all of the steps that we thought were possible, and unfortunately they just never came into fruition. Hopefully this has been a learning process for you guys. Hopefully this can also help the community to sort of be a little more wary in the next Treyarch game in terms of these glitches and stuff like that, because I was fully on board and I was let down unfortunately. But hopefully you have gone on to enjoy this video. If you have, make sure to smash the like button down below. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Black Ops 3 Zombies information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.